Hi everyone, I'm Farmer Jolly and welcome back to our survival series on Riverbend Springs. Now, before we jump into the episode, I am going to just quickly say that I've changed my audio settings yet again, so hopefully they are even better than the last change, and hopefully there aren't going to be any more changes to the audio for a while. But anyway, back to the video. We've got a lot of wood products that we need to sell. Everything is loaded up on the trailer. There is absolutely nothing left. I have done a deadwood contract and delivered some wood, so that is still working. But we've also got all of the wood chips. Everything is loaded up as neatly as I could get it. I think it's quite neat for my loading skills. So let's jump into the lorry. Now this all has to be taken to the Grain Elevator Museum, except for the wood chips, which are going to the sell point just next to it. And we've already crashed. I think 2026, let's make that the year we don't crash. Well, that might be a bit optimistic. Let's make it a month we don't crash. Might still be too optimistic, but probably a better chance than a year. But we will see. Probably won't even last a day. But we've got to get this sold. And I think we can then move on to the next month where we can where we can harvest our 2 sunflower fields. This won't take us long to deliver. If I just pull the HUD back up, we've got 7,000 litres of planks, 3,000 litres of prefab walls, so 3 pallets, 3,000 litres of wood beams, and 5,000 litres of long planks. And I think the Grain Elevator Museum is going to take all of them. And then obviously we've got 7,000 wood chips, which aren't very profitable, but it's a byproduct. So we might as well sell it, and as it's going next door to where we're going, definitely doesn't hurt to. I forgot that this was a semi-automatic truck. But it automatically changes the gear. I just have to put it in drive and reverse, even though I'm set to manual. Don't understand that. Right, let's see. So in theory, if we take the straps off and just drive through, yep, everything's gone, and we've got quite a lot of money. I forgot to look how much we made before, but what's that? Probably over 40,000, and we've still got the wood chips. These, what do you think? £1,000 to £2,000 for the wood chips? I'm probably being quite optimistic there. But we will find out in a second, and then I suppose we should take the truck back to the farm so it's there, because we will need it for carting. Oh, I'm very glad we didn't go over the train tracks, as there is a train coming. Oh, just missed it. This school bus can start to move. I'm going to end up pushing it in a minute. Right, here we go. Nope, taking a sign down. So, I'm going to say between £1,000 and £2,000 for these wood chips. Ooh, that was a lot better than I thought. 3,000, just under 3,200. Right. Let's get the truck back to the farm and see if there's anything else we need to do before we can start harvesting our sunflower fields. Well, we are in November and we have begun harvesting. We've got the truck and 1 trailer. The Unimog is sat there and we have made a start. both the sunflower fields should be yielding quite high, and it looks like it is. We've not even done one headland and we've got over 3,000 litres, which is amazing. For a field that we don't own and we've done nothing with, that's an incredibly good yield. I can't remember what we were going to plant in this field again. We'll have to see, but the fact that we're getting straw as well is even better. So it shouldn't take us too long. We are set up on steering assist, and as soon as this field's done, we are going to just cross the road and go straight into the other fields. But we need to be making some money to pay off the hire purchase agreements, because we owe quite a lot of money to those. We should make the money back relatively easily, because we've got a decent amount of crops and the lettuce production is doing incredibly well. I suppose we could look and see if there's another fruit we should be growing in the greenhouse as well as the lettuce, because I don't think it would hinder the lettuce production having more running. It would just obviously use more fertilizer, seed and water, which isn't an issue. Anyway, we have done one headland and we've got over 30% of the combine full. We'll just there we go. So onto the up and down rows. Right, well, we are nearly finished with the first field. I think the potential yield that the field stated of 17,500 litres, it's pretty close. We might just make that. It was just under, I think it was 17,400 and something. But we are very close. And if that is the case, the other field said it would be nearly 9,000 litres. So we've not quite finished, and there's a couple of tiny bits, and I say tiny bits, I think there are 2 singular sunflowers that didn't get harvested that need to. So we shall see. I'm hoping that we don't have to finish this field off, just because that would be a bit of a pain, but we are going to be slightly under the expected by the looks of it. Not by much, only by a couple of 100 litres. There you go. So let's just lift the header and go and grab these 2 single sunflower plants. So one is here. There you go. Just going to sit stationary so that it drops the straw onto the straw swaths. So I don't have to come back and pick up one tiny little bit. And done. So that's that. Let's unfold the pipe. And stop that just there. Grab the truck and unfold the cover. It does look strange having such a small trailer. I'm going to be careful not to destroy my own crop here. Let's reverse. There we go. That's a bit better if we drive up under it rather than trying to reverse under it. And we're off the road, so we can turn the engine off there and jump back in here. It shouldn't take long to unload at all. But that's good. I'm not sure what's the price for sunflowers when we come to sell them. Is it sunflowers? Oh, we're not far away from the max price. That's in Feb. That's not bad. So it's going to be a busy month in Feb because I think that's when the lettuce is sold. Yeah. We've got nearly 100,000 litres of lettuce. So we're doing okay money-wise until we see that that's actually going to cost us £700,000 to pay back. We have got time. So I think the plan is when we get some money, I mean, we've got some now, so we could start paying things off. The high interest ones are probably the best to pay off first. These two are probably the best at 5%. Because the 2.5s, yeah. Well, we might look at doing that. So let's move over into this field. And make a start. Now this shouldn't take long. The other field didn't take us long at all. And this is even smaller. But by the looks of it, we do need to spray herbicide in our other fields. So a lot to get done. But this field, like I say, won't take us long at all. We've got an expected yield of, I think it was 8,800 litres. So that's pretty good going. So let's get this field done and then we can look after the other two and get the straw off these two. Now I'm going to have to come back because I've missed a bit. There we go. Right. Let's get these fields done. Well, that is the second field pretty much finished, and even though we were slightly down by a few hundred litres in the last field, we are slightly over by a few hundred litres in this one, so it's actually worked out really well, which is brilliant. We've got quite a few hundred litres over what the expected yield was. So we can fold the header up. And we'll just stop that here. We need to grab, where is the Unimog? And we need to come around. We can collect the header and get this put away. And then unload the sunflowers into the into the trailer and then into the silo. And then we can make a start on the herbicide spraying, because I think that's going to need to be done quite quickly. But let's try and keep the farm a bit tidier. To put the pipe out. Just make sure that we don't put the Unimog underneath the pipe, because it will unload some into it if we're not careful, which we do not want. So, can we lock the axle? Yes, we can. That's going to make our life so much easier, because I really cannot reverse these dolly trailers without that. There we go. That's close enough so we can unlock that, disconnect, and we'll just leave the Unimog there for now. Let's find the truck. 43% in. And grab the last of it, and we can see how much we're going to make in Feb just from the sunflowers. I am very keen to pay off some of the hire purchase agreements. I am very tempted with these two, which are the header trailers, because 5% that is tempting. Then again, we've got this, which, why don't we do that? Should we do that? Should we pay the header trailers off? Or are we better to actually, that's 3.5%, and that's the one that's paying off faster. No, we'll do the 5%, so we'll do it on the interest basis. So 1, 2. You settled the hire purchase and now own the item outright, which is brilliant. So that's actually brought our monthly bill down. I suppose we could even do that. But probably better to do that. There we go. We have started paying off the hire purchase agreements. So we've got 26,693 litres of sunflowers, which is amazing. So let's put that into the silo, and we can see how much that's going to earn us in a few months. Yeah, I was wondering why it wasn't tipping then. Nearly done. That was a good yield from the 2 fields, one of which could be higher if we do more with it. So, where is it? Sunflowers. 21,000, and it says March. Okay, that is interesting. So, we will jump into this and fold it up quickly. I'm just going to leave it here because I just want to use the fact that it's close to double check that these fields do need herbicide. Yeah, so it says we don't need to spray it with herbicide yet, but both do need to be done. So, as we've not got any other weeding equipment, we will spray with herbicide. So let's put this away. So I'll just drive straight in. That will do there. Actually, do we need to test the other field as well? I think we might. Yep, so we don't actually have soil information. We could buy it. We do have the testing equipment, so we probably will test that because I think it would be, well, it will be cheaper for us if we do that. So I'm hoping this has got no herbicide, no fertilizer, not herbicide. So where is our herbicide? Behind us. So that's now unloaded. We will buy a new herbicide container because that is not going to do us. Where is herbicide? Here. Buy one pallet. There we go. Head over to the store. Fill it up. We do have a constructible placed down, so we probably should look at that as well, whether we are going to build it or remove it. But anyway, I'm going to get to the store, we'll grab the herbicide. I'm hoping that we can fit it all in, all 2,000 litres, but we're going to fill the tanks up completely, get back to the farm and get the field sprayed, which we know doesn't take too long because of the brilliant working width on this sprayer. Well, we are back and this is working brilliantly and we'll be done in no time. It's a good job we went and got more herbicide because the 42 litres that we had would not have finished this field. We've already used over that. So I think it's just the headlands and then one small pass for this field, which is absolutely brilliant. So we will get this done and we'll probably end the episode there because we've got a lot done. I will get the fields baled and we can then get them cultivated and figure out, actually we'll figure out what we're going to plant now before we move on, or before we end the episode. So I can't actually remember what we've planted in these, but I'll get them both sprayed first and we can then have a quick look as to what is going to be best. We've only got a little bit left to do now. Well, it's a pain that I can't actually see the lines. So it might be 2 passes actually, because the lines are faint, like they've been run over before. See one here. Once we are in line with them, we can, it obviously lights up so we can see where we're going. But up to that point, we can't. Yeah, we do have a little bit left to get. But this is hopefully going to give us quite a good yield on whatever crop this is. Right, that is that one. And to come around to the last pass. You can see the line just down here. And activate. Right. So we'll finish this. I suppose we could set a worker off while we figure out what we're going to plant. Yeah, we'll do that. So this should be roughly in line. And activate, and we'll get ourselves out of the way. Look at that. So we have barley in both of these fields, I think. Yep, so what could we plant? Was it going to be corn? Was that what we were going to do in these two? Because we did corn last time. What is the price for corn? So, not very high. Actually, there's nothing we can plant. So, I think the price for sorghum is meant to be quite good. Yeah, that might be a good option. Soybeans don't yield brilliantly. Canola is 695. I think we'll go for sorghum. We've not done that, I think. I don't think anyway. So we've got until April, so we've got plenty of time. I don't even think we can plant grass. Can we? If we do it in this episode, we could. So do we want grass? Because that's going to give us another fertilizer state. We can't do oilseed radish, but we could get grass and then sell the grass bales, or even hire the wrapper again. I don't think our baler is a wrapping one. I think we've got a round bale. Yep, so we've got that. So unless one appears cheap in the sale, which it isn't, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments, should we plant grass or not? I think we're going to end it there for this episode. The worker is nearly done. It's on the headlands already. And we've got a lot of stuff we can be selling in the near future. I was going to say next episode, but we probably have. We've got roof plates, prefab walls. Actually, let's have a quick look. How are they looking? That's got stones. That's run out of wood. That's doing okay. Oh, yeah, we were going to have a quick look. So carrots, chilies, garlics. Let's have a look. What are the prices here? So we're doing lettuce. So lettuce is really good. That's not. What have we? What else have we got? I think, could it do raisins? I don't know. Can it do raisins? No, we can do tomatoes and strawberries. Let's try and do it one at a time. Strawberries. Okay. Tomatoes are a bit better. Spring onions. Still not as good as the lettuce. Spinach. That's going to be right up the top. Not brilliant. Red beet and potatoes and peas. Red beets, nope. Peas. Peas might be a good one. Potatoes, no. Now, the problem with peas is we can grow them ourselves, which is, I think, why we haven't done them. Should we activate the peas? that might be a good way to boost our money. So we could sell peas and lettuce, and it's not going to cost us much. I'm going to activate them, but if you think that we shouldn't have or shouldn't be growing peas this way, let me know in the comments and we can certainly turn it off. But the fact that the price for peas is actually higher than lettuce, I think that's going to be very useful. Is the worker done already? Yes, it has. That's brilliant. So we can follow that up. But we will end the episode there for today. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, it would mean a lot if you could hit that like button. And hopefully, we'll see you back here for the next episode. Thanks again for watching. And bye for now.